Hey YouTube, it's your boy here, Mr. Mata, and today we are going to do a two-part series of answering two questions. The first question will be how to start an authoritarian regime and how to stop them. Now, there are going to be a few disclaimers and a few assumptions that are going to meet, well, two major disclaimers and a few assumptions here and there. And the first disclaimer is that this is very complex, so what I'm about to draw here is just going to be followed with a bunch of asterisks next to it. Very complex, and it's very complex that you have to hit each one. If you do not hit each one, you practically fall. And the second disclaimer is that we do not support authoritarian regimes here, mostly because they are terrible places to live. That's why we may, at the second part, receive why you don't want to live in one. And yeah, let's get started. Now, there are going to be a few assumptions. The first assumption is this is going to be based in America. If you live in a different country, it's Saudi, it doesn't apply to you because Americans have American problems and you have your problems. Unless, of course, you live in America, then good on you. Second, it's going to be the year 2020, not some 19 Great Depression era. It's just going to be based 2020 with a virus that we're going to get very soon and how it's going to help us, start one. Now, and yeah, that's about it. So let's get started. Let's say you, a fine young lad, wants to rule your country and know how to solve their problems. Well, you might know how to solve the problems. Who actually knows if you do? The first step toward becoming an authoritarian regime is start a party. Since this is in America, you kind of always have to start a party. So, number one, start a party. Now, you may not be able to see this, but I definitely assure you this says start a party. So, sorry, we're not going to write it here, we're going to write it up here. We're going to name your party Crumpets and Tea. Now, with Crumpets and Tea in hand, you're going to, I say create a party because, why would you want to join one? It's lame. Don't join one in general, it's a lot difficult. Just start a party with a group of friends. And to fund it, you'll probably need to get a job, maybe 1 or 2 jobs to fund it, to keep it running. Now, second, find a frustrated group. So, you want to find a frustrated group in the society so that they can give you money. And if you are feeling a little creative, you can do this. You can also make them into your bodyguards. We're going to call them sunflower guards. Now, of course, there's a lot of better names than the sunflower guards, but you get the point. Now, find a frustrated group in society. We're going to say our frustrated group is young men. Now, we have a lot of frustrated young men. That's why I kind of picked that one over there. So, now that you understand, you need to find a frustrated group that will donate you money so you don't have to work 2 jobs and you can keep the party funded and keep doing propaganda that you can send back to them. And maybe give them jobs in your tea party to manage it around a bit. Hold on, I added an extra line. The guards that I say here are only mentioned so that you can defend party during party rallies or other such events. Now, third event. What's the third event? We're going to it's either going, oh yes, find a scapegoat. Sorry. Find a scapegoat for your young men to blame so that they don't have to change their beliefs. Find a group for your frustrated group. Give them an answer that these are the people that are causing problems. We're going to say for our purposes, religious folk. It can be synologists, priests, nuns, sisters, brothers, monks. No, does not matter. So that they can hate on you. You need to say, these people are your problems, and if only if we took care of them, that your problems would be solved. In reality, though, it never will be solved because people aren't usually the problem. You're the problem. So, but if you give them that mentality, they'll usually support you. Now, fourth one. You need to appeal to the masses. Why do I say appeal to the masses? So, now, appeal to the masses. Now, but aren't you content with your young men? Well, young men do vote, but you can't keep supplying your money on fast food money, so you have to find people who will support you even more. The masses. Well, this is obviously for voters, since in America everybody can really vote. So, you want to appeal to the masses. How do you appeal to the masses? Propaganda, per se. Now, propaganda is very, very important. And propaganda. So that's I just like Italian. No matter. Appealing to the masses will, generally generate votes for you. And others. Now, this step can only be achieved if there's some sort of crisis. Now, lucky for you, there's happened to be a self-multiplying virus going around. So, perfect for you. Tell the masses you can solve the problem. Whether you can actually solve it is, it's up to you. But you don't really want to solve it because usually authoritarian regimes like to keep their people in a state of shock all the time. It's very good. Keeps you in power. Now, second step. No, not the second step, sorry, the fifth step is appeal to conservative elements of the society. Now, what do I mean by conservative elements of society? I mean the fact, like, big tech companies, basically just rich people, because in return, you can't really send them propaganda, but you could send them contracts, you can send them laws that they'll pass, or get out of jail free cards for their actions. You can always do that, like promising them money. Although, since they already have enough money, it's probably not a good idea to keep giving them that. Or give them laws that they passed that they want to be enforced. Pass laws. And, final step, you need to give them get out of jail free cards. Because look, these people want to get away with crime, but they don't want to get in trouble for it. So, if you can promise them get out of jail free cards for doing stuff, sure, you may have roads to build or computers to fix or property that has been damaged by their actions, but they keep you in power. They, I like to call, are the key supporters. They are key to power. Well, in the United States, not so much, but in this event, they provide you money, so that means you can hire more young men to do your bidding, make the business a lot larger, and expand your outer circle while keeping your inner circle small. Of course, with number 5, though, you want to make sure you have few key supporters as possible, because the more key supporters you have, the shorter your reign you have. Why? Because key supporters have lots of demands, and the more diverse the demands are, the harder it is to keep up, and the harder you fall flat on your face. Now, with that said, let's go to the 6th step. Step 6 is is get Congress on your side. Now, I don't know about other governing provinces and other nations, but you need your government or your elected government to be on your side. Now, for example, we have 3 branches. The first branch is the judicial, the executive, and so on, and the legislative. Now, the executive is just president and a few advisors, and Congress, maybe, I don't know. And legislative is, the ones who actually make the laws, and the judicial is the one who checks those laws. Now, what you really need is the executive, obviously, because or else you're going to become president. The legislative, so you can pass the laws that you promise these key supporters you'll pass. And the judicial, so they won't strike them down for dumb laws that are obviously dumb. So, the judicial branch, I say, is the most important, because if you have control of the judicial branch, you have more than enough control. Now, there is an annoying thing about this whole law, is the check of power. No, I don't think it's called the check. It's balances check. I don't know what it's called. Balances check. Yeah. Okay. These are basically just something that keep those power in check. They don't try to make higher or lower. So that's why you kind of have to get everybody. You can't just have 2 parties, but have one, because the one party is going to say, hey, you're being an asshole, and be like, boom, power deleted. So, how do you stop that? You got to get them all on your side. So, once you do that, good luck. Then, all you have to do, step number 7, go for president. Run for president, seriously. I don't know why I said go for president. It's a really nice thing. So, in the United States, we have 2 elected offices. Well, they're both kind of elected at the same time. Vice president and president. Both of these are basically decided on what country the president wants, because the president usually chooses the vice president. Now, I suggest for your vice president, either get one of these guys, your key supporters, or get one of these guys, your team that you're running with. Get one of your cronies with you. So, just go for the simplicity, just go for your cronies. Your crony's name is Clutch McGee or something, yeah. Just put that and run for president. So that's how you attain the executive demand. When I said get all your Congress aside, you're not going to get them all. You're probably just going to have the legislative and the judicial. That's why the executive, you just run for president and you control it. And you can also get to control Congress. So, step number 8. What do you want to do first? And then step number 8, if you actually win this one, actually we're going to put a lot of asterisks here. There'll be a lot of asterisks. Now, step number 8, once you win president, destroy the democracy. How do you destroy the democracy? Very simple. And here in the United States, we have the Bill of Rights. Now, the Bill of Rights includes a lot of rights that prevent you from, being an authoritarian regime. How do you do that? Destroy the Bill of Rights. Since you got Congress and the executive, since you got Congress, legislative, judicial branch on your side, it should be a breeze because, they're your cronies. Well, they're not going to stop you. And yeah, then boom, that's how you do it. You end the democracy, you take everybody's guns away, and you either start a genocide of the religious folk or not. Most likely it's recommended not to, because you'll probably get beaten up by some countries who hate your balls, so don't do that. So it's best not to do that, but if you really, really want to keep your promises for the young men, you can do that, although it's not recommended. And then, final step, profit. Now, what do I mean profit? I mean profit out of the money you just make, because now you have enough money to keep your party in check, and all you have to do is basically just kind of run it like INSOC. like George Orwell's story of Ingsoc. Just keep your party stable and just screw everybody else. Make them uneducated peasants or something that give you taxes. And yeah, that's it. That's all. Have a good day. Now, wait, forget one more thing. There are going to be riots. How do you stop the riots? The police and military. Make sure you have them on your side, so then you can stop these riots or anyone who dare oppose you. And just to showcase power, execute them in front of live television, so that people are scared of you and they won't try it again. Is that understood? So, that's it. Bye.